Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with Name Brand Wigs. This is a brand new style by Gabor called Mod About You in the color Sunkissed Beige. The code is GL23-101. Brand new style for 2023, and I am excited to share it with you guys. If you want to know more about this style or this color, then stick around, we'll talk all about it. Right, first of all, I'd like to thank Name Brand Wigs for sending me Mod About You to share it with everybody. I love sharing new styles with you. I love sharing old styles with you. I love sharing everything that has to do with wigs with you. And I'm grateful for their partnership that allows me to share with you a whole bunch of styles, so I don't have to break the bank doing it. If you've not visited Name Brand Wigs, I strongly encourage you to check them out. There is a link in the description to this piece, and the code Denise30 will save you 30%. They have a great blog. They have lots of support. They're a wonderful online retailer. I've been a customer since the very beginning of my wig wearing journey, long before I ever started partnering with them on reviews. All right, everybody, let's take a look at Mod About You from all sides. Like I said, this is a brand new style and really an adorable cut. Very professional, yet fun, with some flippies on the ends. This is a kind of a modern bob with just a little bit of wave and quite a bit of layers, as you can see when I play with the layers a little bit. Now, for those of you new to my videos, I do timestamp everything in the description box. So if you're only here to see certain things, you can go ahead and skip ahead to those sections by going down to the description and looking at those timestamps. I will cover color toward the end in case that's what you're here for. Now, this piece has a lace front and a mono part. It is a left mono part, left going to the right. So it limits where you can part this one, but it does have monofilament so that it looks natural. Let's take a look at this lace front. It's great. Not only because of this color, which really helps because you don't have any dark knotting. My color on my camera, when I have a white or very light wig on and I come close, sometimes that lighting goes off, but I think we're back on track. So I love Gabor lace fronts, even on darker colors. So while this one is great because it's a light color, I am a fan of their lace fronts, and I think they do a really good job on most colors. And then you've got that parting space up here. Now, I want to give you guys a caution about the parting space on this one because of the color. Wigs will present differently depending on what color they are. I find the super light colors, white, super light blondes, and no rooting to present just a little bit of a challenge when it comes to parting space. You have to be very, very careful about where you part this to make sure that you are smack dab in the middle of that monofilament. Otherwise, what will happen is you will end up seeing through to cap because this hair is so light and there's no contrast from any kind of a root. Let me show you what I mean. So you've got this parting space right here. If you are not smack dab in the center, you can see some of this cap through. And so I had to make sure that I worked to get that part. And let me show you what I mean. Can you see that cap right there? If you are not in the middle, you're going to see that cap. I don't think that is going to be an issue for a darker color or a rooted color. So if you don't wear rooted colors, please keep that in mind. That's not just a product of this piece. It can happen with any piece that is this light. So please keep that in mind. You've got your parting space, your lace front, soft ear tabs with bendable stays, extended nape, Velcro adjusters. The rest of it is open wefted. Something I want to make sure to say, because I pointed out how careful you have to be about the parting space. One of the reasons that's a concern on this one is because it is relatively low density and it really doesn't have a lot of permatease. So up here, right here, there is really no poofy, pillowy permatease, and that is where you typically would see quite a bit of permatease to hide the cap. Now there is a little bit of permatease back here on the crown. Like when I touch it, I can sort of feel the softness of the permatease, whereas I can't feel that right here. Why is that important? Because some of my wig sisters, and you may be one of them, really don't like permatease. You don't like volume and poof. It overwhelms you and it makes a wig look wiggy to you. And so I think there's trade-offs that we make when we are looking for certain things. If you want a lot of volume, then you need a lot of permatease. If you don't want volume and poof, then it needs to be low permatease and low volume, and then you do run the risk of seeing the cap. I really think that as long as you get that part exactly in the middle, I don't think that's going to be a problem with this. I don't want you to hear me say that. What I want you to hear me say is there's not a lot of volume up here, and so that's the trade-off that you're going to make. So permatease, there's some back here in the crown. It gives it a little bit of roundness right here. It's not overdone, it's not super poofy, but there is permatease. There's also a little bit of permatease right here. Again, that gives it some volume. Where I think permatease overwhelms people is when it's on the top very heavy. So I think this looks natural. This looks like you curled your hair a little bit. You got a little bit of a soft wave, so it wouldn't be unusual to have a little bit of volume if you're going to spend time doing your hair. It's in the looks that look messy and undone, like you just rolled out of bed, where the volume can tend to look a little fake. So I think it's perfect. I think they did a great job on this one. It's a lower density, low to moderate density, with some permatease in the back to give you roundness, but nothing on the very top to overwhelm. This piece is made out of regular synthetic. It is not heat friendly, so you don't want to use heat on this piece and risk singeing it. So, you know, basically, unless you take steam to it, which is the safe heat for synthetic wigs, you're gonna have, the style is the style. If you are struggling with the front, because it does lay just a little bit heavy in the front, if you need a lot more lift in the front, there's a couple of things you can do. Number one is just play with it. You will eventually redirect these fibers to go up and back a little bit more just by playing with it and sort of redirecting by doing this. I'm redirecting those knots. Another option would be to take steam to the front to get a little bit of lift. I don't think it's a really terrible hang in the face, but for some of you that are really sensitive. Now, you can tuck this piece if it fits you similar to how it fits me. So tucking is a great way to get the hair out of your face, as is styling. So if you took a little claw clip or a bobby pin, just do a little bit of a twist and pin it up, because you've got that great lace front that goes all the way down to here. Tons of room for putting the hair up, which also helps to get it off your face. Just a couple of suggestions in case you're someone who's looking at this thinking, I don't know about how it hangs in the face. I don't think it's terrible. I think there are things you can do. You can also cut a full bang into this if you want to. Just like that, cut yourself a bang. Because it doesn't have a ton of lift in the front, and because the soft waves are only really at the ends, I think bangs will lay just fine on this one. Let's talk about fit. So Gabor is known for running really true to average. I would say that all Gabor wigs really that I've tried fit me very true to average. I cinch them in just a little bit. I have a 22-inch circumference, and it fits my circumference great with some cinching. There's great stretch on these, so I would say this is really gonna fit up to 22.5 very comfortably, maybe even up to 23 because of the stretch. If you're used to your wigs being just a little bit snug, know that I have a 22-inch circumference and I cinch it in a fair amount. And I do get extra cap. Watch this. See how this sort of folds up when I do this? It's because it fits me over the top of my head big. I have very petite measurements over the top of my head. So when I get extra cap, that tells me that it's running very true to average over the top, especially from front to nape. I get really good coverage generally from Gabor. Now, my bio hair does not match this color at all. So let me make sure it's tucked. Let me make sure that the ear tabs are where they're supposed to be. and I get really good coverage overall from this. So it fits really true to average. I get a lot of cap. So if you're even a fair amount bigger than me over the top of your head, this should fit you. You can find my description, or my measurements, I should say, in the description so you can compare. All right, everyone, let's talk about color. Sunkissed Beige, GL23-101. There is a rooted version of this color. It is called SS, Sunkissed Beige. The SS stands for shadow shades. It's just a soft root. So if you love this color, but you're just a little worried with no rooting, choose the SS Sunkissed Beige. I don't have that one, but Gabor does a great job with their soft roots. They're not heavy, they're not long, they really do just look like a shadow, and they do a good job of using appropriate colored rooting for the color of wig. So we've got what is described as a beige blonde with platinum highlights. You guys, I'm really not seeing the beige in this particular piece. It looks very, very much like a sort of a silvery white gray to me in person. Now there can be tremendous variation in color on wigs. Highlighted colors, wigs with dynamic colors and multiple color codes can look different from wig to wig. And so really, honestly, when you look at the color swatch on the website for this color, it looks like there's a lot more sort of beigey blonde in it, and it's just not coming across here. There's an awful lot of the platinum. It's just a real challenge, in my opinion, with color because of the variation. We're gonna get outside so that you can see this color outside. If you are trying to decide what blonde is for you, this one is coming across very, very sort of white, platinum, silver, and I think it will look great in a lot of lighting. So I just want to say that because I don't know that the description on the website really does this color justice. And that isn't a name brand wigs issue. That is the description from the manufacturer, and you're gonna see that on any website. So, you know, when I talk about that, it has nothing to do with the retailer, but I want to give you guys the best impression that I can. Let's get outside so I can show this color to you outside. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you once again, Name Brand Wigs, for sending me mod about you so I can share it with all my wig sisters and maybe help someone find their hair. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Everyone, let's take a look at this one outside so you can see this color in natural light. It's quite windy out here, as you can see, so at least you're getting to see how it moves in wind and how it sticks to my lip gloss. Sometimes on a windy day it can be really hard to show color, and it's quite chilly out here too. Alright, hopefully that helped you get a good glimpse at this color. Thanks for watching.